Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. We got a lot to talk about. I think we're going to jump straight into it. We got a great guest here lined up on today's program, and been looking forward to visiting with him. He's with a company called Modco Group, and his name for us today is Erik. Help me out with your last name, Dochtermann?
Dochtermann is correct.
Dochtermann, very good. Sounds like a good German name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, welcome to the pro. Even Erik is German. Okay, I got it. So tell me about Modco Media.
Well, we're a full-service agency. We've been around 25 years. We have 56 people, and we specialize in retail, fashion, and entertainment marketing.
Retail, fashion, and entertainment marketing. So who are your clientele?
Well, we work with a lot of brands like True Religion Jeans, Hunter Boots. Alex and Ani is a big client, and Take-Two Interactive, a large video game company.
Very good. Tell me about, you responded to a query we had about mid-market companies that are nimble. How would you describe yourself as nimble?
Well, most of our work is in the digital space, and as you know, the digital space reinvents itself significantly every 6 months, so our people have to be cross-trained and fluid, that none of our schedules remain the same very long. We've got to adopt new strategies to take advantage of changes in social media, changes in the display space. We're shifting dollars into SEO away from SEM in a lot of cases, so it's a liquid and fluid environment. So Nimble also requires people to be self-starting and self-training. Modco stands for My Own Damn Company, and that means that every person that works with us has to also really think of themselves as business owners and treat the money that we invest on behalf of our clients as their own.
Yeah, rather than OPM, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. So how old is the company?
25 years old.
25 years old, and that's very impressive for a company to be at the quarter-century mark, but still considers itself nimble, don't you think?
Well, I think with 56 people, you can afford to do that. I think anything beyond this size, we'd have to start breaking into individual smaller units to stay that flexible.
Yeah. How many employees do you have?
56.
Yeah, 56. Yeah, I guess that does help a lot. And you're right there on Madison Avenue. What a great address.
Yeah, one of the few people left on Madison.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your vertical.
Well, I think the biggest interesting shift is that we invested heavily to get into the digital space, but all of a sudden, all of our clients are asking for traditional media, because you really can't beat the type of aggregate audiences you get from television, from radio, from print advertising. That's really not able to be acquired on websites. There's just far too many websites, and you can't be all on these different websites at exactly the same time like you can to aggregate audiences, like you can through a radio telecast or a television program. So it's been interesting to see that the impact of traditional media has a significant impact in the efficiencies of digital, because once you can convince people of your brand, it makes it that much easier to get them to click online.
Okay, that's interesting and very contrarian, isn't it?
It is. It's very surprising to me, because I thought, frankly, I'd walked away from traditional quite some time ago, and now they've sucked me back in. So thankfully,
the more you try to get away, the more they suck you back in.
Exactly. It's a Godfather type of scenario. So it's surprising to me, but not terribly surprising, because this business is extremely cyclical, and every big foray into a new type of category ultimately results in a resurgence back to what's tried and true and what actually works and makes business.
So so there's almost a certain gravitas around traditional media that digital media doesn't have. Would you say that's true?
Well, it's beyond gravitas. It's aggregation. I can get through a simple television exposure, through a radio program, I can get 50, 100,000 people hearing that message all at the same time, and I can't accumulate an audience online in the same way. Even a post in the Huffington Post is very transient and may not get read at the right time. People are coming in and out of that website all day, but when I go on television, they have to see that even with DVRs and with time shifting, you still get big chunks of visibility and impression levels.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I need to keep you on, but unfortunately I'm running out of time. I'm going to get you back on, though. I hope you'd be willing to do it. I'm going to go into a little bit more depth, because, there's a lot of death pangs for traditional media and a lot of warnings about it. But I certainly see certain values to it that are untraditional. And now you're actually bringing some hope even to some of the traditional values of old media. So I love that.
That fear of death caused them to drop their prices, make them extremely competitive. So therefore, they're very competitive against digital. And hopefully, they don't get too ego boosted again and raise their pricing. But right now, it's very competitive and a terrific investment.
I love it. Thanks so much. Final thought before I let you go.
Just don't forget the old ways, because although technology may change, the way people consume and psychology of people never does.
Erik Dochtermann, he's with a great company out there, Modco Media, and you can check him out at modcomedia.com. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you. All right.
When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdatareview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.
It's